Right, today's skill we are reviewing and practicing is using some of the skills that you have learned throughout the week. So you're going to be taking those skills and other skills that you remember to solve story problems. Story problems are a repeated skill through most grades, and they become more and more complex and more related to your real world situations. So especially in the 5th grade curriculum. So we want to just go over some skills and strategies for solving these so that when they become more complex, you are able to solve them easily. So before we get started, I want you to try one on your own. And I want you to try this problem here. There are 621 people watching the soccer game. 482 of them are adults. How many kids are watching the soccer game? Use any skills and strategies from before to solve this problem. Now you've taken some time to solve it, your work might look something like this. Okay, coming up with the answer of 139 kids. If you were able to get that easily, good, you're on the right track for story problems, and you probably have some kind of process that you go through. If you struggled to get this answer, then story problems might be more difficult for you. If you were wanting more time or you didn't feel like you knew what to do next, those are the types of things we're going to go through today. When you're solving a story problem, I want you to think of 3 steps. The first one, understand the problem. Okay, there's multiple tiers to this. You want to make sure you fully read the problem. You should know by the end of this step of what are you looking for. So what are you solving for? And what do you already know from the problem that is given? So what do you know and what do you not know? Should all be known before you move on to the second step, which is plan. You're going to pick a strategy. Through the years, you've come up with lots of different strategies for solving any kind of problem. Pictures, tables, visuals, just writing the equation out, drawing dots, marking something out, grabbing objects. All those are different strategies. And you want to pick which one is going to get you to your answer and be the most accurate. Notice that I did not say solve it quickly. I said be the most accurate. You want to use a strategy that's going to get you to the correct answer. The final step is just go ahead and solve. But the important part of that is you want to make sure you're showing all your work. Okay? And to back up a little bit, in plan, you want to make sure that when you're still in that second step, that you know what type of equation you're solving for before solving. Not in the middle of solving, but before moving on to solving it, you need to know what type of equation you're solving. All right, let's practice these steps with this problem. A teacher bought 12 packs of crayons. 7 of the packets had 9 crayons, and the other 5 packets had 10 crayons. How many crayons did the teacher buy in all? This does have multiple steps, but we're going through it together. Okay? Don't worry about solving this one on your own. Here we go. So, reviewing my steps of understand, plan, then solve. So, a good strategy that I always use is creating a picture of the story in my head. These are story problems, meaning they're telling a story of someone or something doing something with numbers. So I think of myself into the story. So I think of a teacher who went to the store and bought 12 packets of crayons. Okay, that's happening a lot right now. People are buying school supplies. 7 of those packs that she got had 9 crayons, and the other 5 packets had 10 crayons. And then she wants to figure out how much, after buying all of those, how many individual crayons she has, okay? So now I understand it. I'm solving for the total of the crayons, and all those numbers are already my known information. So all of that is step 1, understanding that there are 12 packs, 7 of them have 9, 5 of them have 10, and then I'm getting how many were bought in all. The second piece is plan. So I'm going to plan out what I have listed here are some of the strategies I could use. I could draw a picture, create a table, or simply make an equation. So I'm going to choose make an equation, and this actually has 2 steps. So I'm going to use multiplication and addition. I know that before I start solving. Notice that I haven't started writing any numbers down yet. All I've done is understand my question and pick how I'm going to solve it. Now I can get into solving that equation. So like I said, it actually had 2 steps. I needed to multiply to get the totals in the packs, and then I needed to add to get my total. So we had 113 crayons. Okay, I also labeled that. There is a 4th step, but we're going to get more in depth with that tomorrow. But the 4th step that needs to be done is that you with your answer should be able to check it and then justify your answer. Meaning, if someone said, how did you get that? Or why is that the answer? You were able to explain. Also, your answer must make sense. If I were to say that she had 2 crayons at the end, that would not make sense because we started with more than that. Okay, she started with 7 packs of crayons. She cannot, unless it was subtraction, which it wasn't, she could not have 2 at the end. So I want you to try another one. I'm going to read it all to you. So you're going to go through the steps on your own, and then we will discuss. So while building a treehouse, Charlie noticed they were running low on nails. He told his dad to go buy more. If they still have 9 nails left and Charlie buys 2 more boxes, 1 big box of 55 nails and 1 small box of 31 nails, how many nails will they have? Okay, there was a lot of words there. That's why that first step is so important of understanding the problem. Okay, so if I'm moving on with this one, notice in my understanding part here where I highlighted that a lot of the story is not important to solving my problem. It is not, it's important for me to build the story in my head that they're making a treehouse and that's why they need nails. But I need that Charlie is buying nails. He has 9. Then they're going to get another box of 55 and another box of 31. Then, oh, and I'm solving for how many they have in all, total together. That tells me now I can move on to solve. I'm moving on to say that I'm going to go ahead and make an equation. I don't feel that I need to draw a picture. If draw a picture is more of your strategy, then that's what you need to do. But I'm going to make an equation, and then I have this to show that I know before I start solving that I'm going to be doing an addition problem. So I have 55 plus 31 plus 9. It still was a layered story, getting me 95 nails. So as you practice today, go through each step carefully before moving on to the next. I'm going to review those steps for you so you can do it successfully today. You're going to understand, meaning you've read the problem, and then you know what has already been given and what you are looking for. The second step is to plan. You want to know how you're going to solve the problem and what equation, or sorry, what you're going to use. Are you using addition? Are you using subtraction? Are you using, you're making that choice before the third step is to solve. Then before tomorrow's lesson, start making sure that those answers make sense. Okay? Check and be able to justify how you got that answer and that it makes sense.